Anytime you do something like this, you would be discouraged because it doesn't go along smoothly, for sure. There were several setbacks and disappointments and people who fell through, who made promises and those kinds of things. And so, of course, we got discouraged because this is ever going to happen.
It wasn't really haphazard, but it was kind of nice chaos because there was so much. I mean, you needed everything at once.
To hear that reality and to know it was here. This wasn't in New York or LA. This was in Cedar City.
There's always discouraging things because sometimes you want certain people that can help you that don't want to help you or think, this isn't something, because it was really new at the time.
The whole thing was uphill.
Once this started, we got going and we just decided this would be a good project and we were going to make it work.
Professional staffing, if you're going to be responsible for people's lives in certain kind of contexts, what's your social services background or your psychological background.
And sometimes we did have disagreements. And I think that's normal and natural.
If this particular woman comes with children, she leaves a domestic situation, she's not going to return to that. So what happens after she's sheltered?
So I served as treasurer, which wasn't much. It was some petty cash in a box. I mean, it just wasn't all that much.
In a way, it was almost the fun part, was to see what we could get, how much money we could get, and what we could do.
And we were just trying to get money anywhere we could because we knew that we were going to need it.
We went to the Iron County commissioners over in Parowan, and they said, we're sorry, we just don't have any money at all that we can get. We don't have anything, not one red cent that we could give up right now. And no, they just didn't have any money. Well, the big headlines in the newspaper the next morning was, Crisis Center gets not one red cent from the So man, they came right up with like $5,000 or $10,000 something.
People just were not aware of the need for that kind of thing. It was kind of like something that I think people just didn't want to know.
If they're abusive, then somehow it must be because the woman's allowing that to happen. Why doesn't she just leave? And that was really the mentality.
Yeah.
There was somebody had got spray paint and spray painted, but it said something like, why don't you lock the women up too, or something. They spray painted it on the plywood before the building was done.
My very first public meeting, when I spoke to a service group in town at their luncheon, we have a problem here, and a gentleman stood up in the back and he said, you're making a bigger deal out of it than it is. You're trying to make a problem where there is none. It's not true here. It's not like this here. And I was embarrassed. I was young and naive and wasn't even sure really how to handle that. I just kind of stood there and said, well, I've got facts that point to something different. And it was stunning.